Here it is going now, guys. TalkNorwichCity here, back for my predicted 11 ahead of this weekend's game against Rotherham. Before we get into this, a massive thank you to Fritz Bits for sponsoring all match preview content here on TalkNorwichCity. Links down in the description if you want to check out what they do. Really great company. Norwich City fan runs it. Big thanks to them for sponsoring match preview content. But anyway, this is my predicted / preferred 11 ahead of this weekend's game against Rotherham. Bottom of the table, Rotherham. If you want to know some match facts and who to look out for, go and check out my match preview. There's an end card that links to that at the end of the video, so you haven't got to miss this one. But anyway, let's get into it. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I've missed these. In goal, Michael McGovern. I think he's done okay for Northern Ireland on international break. It's good to keep players ticking over. I'm never a massive fan of players. I mean, I suppose it's good for a rest, but it's always good to get the legs still working. So McGovern's been playing regular, high quality football. He kept a clean sheet against San Marino. Yes, it's San Marino, but still a clean sheet. And I think he conceded, was it 3 to Germany or something like that? So it's good to see McGovern ticking over, and I think he's our best goalkeeper at the moment. In at left back then is Olsen, who's also been on international duty. By far our best left back. Bit of transfer rumours that I covered on him in the last Breakfast with TNC episode regarding him maybe wanting to move away in the summer. At the end of the day, he's a Norwich City player. He's doing well for Norwich City, and I think he loves Norwich City. Now, the centre-back pairing is an interesting one. We all read, I've covered that in my Breakfast with TNC, that Tim Klose picked up a little ankle injury in in Switzerland's last game against Andorra. Well, he posted on Snapchat this morning an image of him in the changing rooms, which indicates to me he has been training. Now, he may have been in physio or something, but I would have thought that Tim Klose will be okay for this weekend's game, which means I am going to put him in there. So I'm going to go with Tim Klose next to Russell Martin, a centre-back partnership that's actually worked quite nicely this season. A few clean sheets. Admittedly, Ryan Bennett I'm a big fan of, but I mean, Martin or Bennett, but I feel Martin brings something else that we don't maybe see to this team. A bit of leadership, a bit of calmness, and to be fair, he's been okay this season. So I think it would be unfair on Russell Martin until he really drastically drops form to drop him. I just don't think that's fair. In at right back, Ivo Pinto was excellent. Has been excellent all season, to be honest. I really like Ivo Pinto. A lot of criticism coming towards him for his attacking nature, but as I've said in countless occasions, he will contribute to more goals going forward than he makes mistakes at the back for me this season. So it's just positive having Pinto in the team. He has this nature to get forward and to create a lively tempo, and that's what you need in this championship. That's the quality that you need to break teams down, because there's going to be a lot of times this season, probably Rotherham, they're going to stick 10 men behind the ball and try and pick up a draw because they are in bad form at the moment. They want to break out of that. A draw against the top of the table or near top of the table side could do wonders for them. So Pinto, getting men forwards, getting men in their box, is always positive. Now, I'm going to stick with the formation the same once again. I think it's worked nicely this season. We haven't tinkered with it too much, and that's normally the best thing. If you start tinkering with sides too much, that's often when things start to go wrong. So I'm going to stick Howson in the middle, one of our players of the season. I just love Johnny Howson. He never really puts a foot wrong. He's a hustler. He's a proper hustler in the middle of the park. He gets things done, and I really, really like Howson for that. And next to him, you've got a few options. You can either go with Dorrans or Tete. For me, I'm going to go with Tete. Now, it's kind of just one of them gut feelings that I just think Tete is suited to this style of game, and we haven't really seen too much of him this season, mainly because of Graham Dorrans and his fantastic form. I don't think Dorrans actually got into the Scotland side, which is an absolute travesty if so, because Graham Dorrans is a hell of a player and I've loved watching him this season. But Dorrans or Tete, either one, I'm very happy with. Now, the front four, as I've said in every video, is the one that always causes debate down in the comment section, which is great, and always causes a few questions to be asked in my head, because I'm never too sure what players are best either. And with so many players in these positions, it's always tough. So for me, out on the left, I'm actually going to put Alex Pritchard. Now, swapping him out for Robbie Brady, mainly because I did hear that Robbie Brady picked up concussion in Ireland's last game. I saw the highlights and it wasn't nice. Now, normally the rules on concussion is 2 weeks out. Now, I saw a doctor tweet that on Twitter. I'm not sure how I think the concussion rules in England are still, nobody really knows what's going on. But for me, Alex Pritchard is a suitable replacement. He's more than good enough. And for me, I just want to see what Pritchard's got, and especially in a game where there won't be too much pressure on him to deliver in Rotherham. We should be able to break them down. This is the perfect opportunity for him. So for me, Alex Pritchard goes in there. In behind the striker, I'm going to go with Wes Hoolahan, a player who I am happy to pay my season ticket money for, to watch him week in, week out. I would travel all over the country to watch that man play on his own. He is that good. Wes Hoolahan can break teams down on his own. Maybe he might have to be brought off after 60 minutes he's played, or 60 or 70 minutes he's played a lot of international football, which means you've got Sergi Canos who can go in there, you've got Murphy who can play in behind the striker. We've got a lot of options. Hoolahan, but for me, he starts. You need to get them early goals. On the right-hand side, it's Jacob Murphy, the man who has risen to unprecedented levels of fame this season for his just great play, really. He's just been fantastic. Him and Josh battling it out. I love that competitive edge. I would love even more to get them nailed down on long-term contracts. That would be absolutely wonderful. So Norwich City, if you're watching, please get that done. And up front, I'm going to go with Cameron Jerome, a player who I've given a bit of criticism to this season, but also equal measure, I've given a hell of a lot of praise. I think he's one of the men who you don't realise how much work he puts in. I remember so well, so vividly at Wolves away, I was watching him. I watched him for like 2 or 3 minutes, just watched him, just me and Jerome. It was an intimate moment. And Jerome was honestly running himself into the ground. It was evident he was done in, but he still didn't stop. And that, for me, deserves a lot of praise. As well as that, he's got a goal. I think he scored 5 this season, which we know Jerome, we knew going into this season Jerome would score goals. And if we supply him with a couple of chances a game, he'll probably take one of them. Jerome at this level is a top player. And it's great to see Oliveira, scoring some goals against Barnet. But Jerome, for me, is the man who, if you get chances to him, he will score goals, and he's the man who can win you games. So this is the team that I would go for. There's a few options here. Klose is the big one. If he doesn't start, then I'll definitely put Bennett in there. Scrap a song out. Definitely don't want him. I think the rest of this you could probably agree with. If Klose is fit, would you have Russell Martin in there? Let me know on that one. Does Dorrans go in for Tete? Let me know on that one. Does Brady start? I'm not too sure on the concussion rules. If there's any budding doctors out there, or actual doctors, that'd probably be the better. Let me know on the concussion rules for football. Oliveira, does he go in for Jerome? And does Hoolahan start after international football? There is a lot of options here, as always, and that's the joy of these predicted 11s. Nobody will ever fully agree with me, I doubt. But that is the team that I want to see play against Rotherham, and a team that I think is good enough to beat Rotherham. Thank you so much for watching. As I said at the start of the video, a big thank you to Fritz Bits. As well as that, you can get breakfast with TNC mugs. There's only a few left, so get them quick if you want one. And yeah, thanks for watching, and peace out. Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video here on TalkNorwich. Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. Today I'm back with my match preview ahead of this weekend's game against